Trey Campbell here, coming at you with another video on my trading day. Today is 9/25/2018. It's currently 6:00 p.m. I just woke up for I worked through the night, so I just woke up about halfway through and couldn't go back to sleep, so I thought, hey, I'll just jump up and throw on a video real fast, because it's you know, the house is quiet, my family's out for a minute, so figured I would just get this over with and get this journalized, because I didn't make it as soon as the day was over, or the morning was over, because I was done trading by probably, I don't know, 10:30, I guess. So I laid down about noon, maybe 12:30. So 6:00 p.m. right now. I just wanted to throw on what it is I traded and why I traded it, and give you my mindset behind the process. I could have done much better today. I'm very aggravated at myself with the way that the day went. I followed my rules. However, I actually my psychology was off from the very beginning, because my very first trade was in CRON, but it was and I take full responsibility because it's just a mistake on my part, but I accidentally hit the wrong order window when I tried to short TGTX the first time. I actually shorted CRON, and so I just hopped out of it as fast as I could, because I didn't even have I wasn't paying attention to the chart or anything. I just randomly shorted 500 shares. So, it cost me a little bit of money, and then I ended up re-shorting CRON for another loss, but it was a aggravating loss, and I'll show you why really fast. So coming out today, $57. That's putting my total account there in this super small account up to 14,266. So it's growing slowly. I am now up over 50%, and just started trading. I think this is like the 7th trade maybe. So 7 trades, up 50%, from a $500 investment. Definitely going to withdraw this $500 as soon as I get that money. I'm going to need to make about $700 to cover the 30%. They take 30%, which is all well and good. They're giving you a great deal of buying power, and I totally get that. So, and I'm happy to share the profits, seeing as they give you a lot of trading power and a lot of buying power, and I will gladly share with no hard feelings. So yeah, that's that. That's this. That is that account. I had a quick little trade in AMRN. I didn't like the way it was working out really, so I just hopped out of it really fast, and it worked out. So, all right. So what did I do on TGTX? All right. So TGTX opened weak, opened down already. So what did I do? I actually I drew this at 650. There was a line here I put in at 650. Now also had 650 was really my breaking point, because it was at mid it's that mid $half number too as well. And it just worked out really well. So basically what I did is we had this opening candle here that I mean on the first candle just plummeted. I didn't have a limit order or anything set up. What I wanted to see was I wanted to see some kind of uniform. You know, I just didn't want to see it just all over the daggone place like that. So I want to see some structure to the downside. And what I waited on was confirmation and a rejection. So I actually hopped in exactly 650, but I did it on the opposite side of this line. I didn't put a limit order in on the, you know, as it broke 650. I waited for this break to happen, and then actually got short on this candle. And once this rejection, you know, I just kind of anticipated the rejection. It makes me look, you know, pretty good now because it actually rejected back under. But I actually, you know, took this, and the reason I got in on this candle was because, I mean, this sell was pretty significant. You know, it was a powerful break, and it was telling me it was a confirmation because we had an opening candle, and then we had them buy it back, and then we slowly broke it back down around this $half, and then we finally, you know, we broke with authority. And I had a stop loss up here at 665 or something like that, maybe 660. You know, it was somewhere in there. This candle came pretty close to stopping me out, but it didn't. And I took actually went in lighter with 200 shares because of my CRON trade. Once I start the day green, and I did that on kind of a stupid trade, so my confidence shakes up a little bit, and I don't want to be wrong twice. So I shaved down to 200 shares, which turned out to be a huge mistake. Should have just put it on and left it there. But I had 200 or 500 shares, but I put 200 shares on short at 650, and I rode this puppy all the way down. I got out in the 580s, so somewhere in here, and I actually shaved some off as we went, and then let, you know, the final ride all the way down to the 580s. All level 2 right here, baby. This was level 2 reading. Basically what I mean by that is I was consistently just watching these sales and what the buyers were doing, what the sellers were doing, how many sellers we had stacking up, and I was watching this thing just get knocked down because it was actually really easy to read. It was going slow enough to where you could actually see the sellers continue stacking up thousands and thousands of shares, and the bidders they were coming in, but they weren't stacking up. And then, you know, as soon as one, you know, offer would be taking out, there would be, you know, a replacement of 15,000 shares, and then as soon as some of those offers were being taken out of that order, there would be new orders dumped in on that same route, you know. So if like let's say the ARCA here was sitting there at like 15,000 shares, as soon as, you know, it would go to 14,000, 13,000, and then it would go back up to 21,000, and it would never move, you know. So I knew by watching that and following that down to just kind of be patient and stay in the trade. So I did, and I chased it all the way down. And that's the TGTX trade. It worked out really nice. It should have been a lot better, but it, you know, it is what it is. So what did I just do here? Let me find my... Okay, so next trade, let me just go over this Cron trade really fast before we go anywhere else. So Cron, oh boy, Cron, C-R-O-N. So Cron, C-R-O-N. Basically, right off the open here, actually, where I accidentally got in was on this candle. I shorted 500 shares, somewhere like right in here, and then I jumped back out. And then later on, I actually saw this kind of flagging the downside. Get this. So with TEFS or with TradeNet, you know that you are buying on the offer and selling on the bid, correct? So when you place a stop loss to cover, I guess you're covering on the offer, or covering on the bid as a stop loss and not on the offer. So as you would see here, this is kind of interesting. If this hadn't happened, I'd have been in good shape, and I'm still not exactly sure how this happened, unless the spread just opened up, because the candles never got to my stop loss. So I saw this, once I got out of this, I saw this breaking down, this flagging. So I got in at 1198. So hop right back in here, and I placed my stop loss at 1210 right here. This candle stopped me out. Now, whether the spread opened up, it got me out for whatever reason. That's the issue with a hard stop. But with this stock, it's so erratic that it would be crazy not to have some kind of hard stop in. I maybe should have widened it up a little bit, and then, just as an emergency, had a stop and then had a manual stop somewhere closer. But this trade would have worked out beautifully. I was right. I just got stopped out on this candle, and it shook me up, made my day start off weird, whereas it could have been a lot better. So once I got stopped out there, I just left this one alone. If that would have worked out, I would have been, in really great shape, and it just didn't work out. And then we had AMRN. This stock is crazy. I don't even know. There was news on it today, more good news, but I really wasn't paying much attention to it. And I got in at 1316, somewhere in here, and then I just hopped back out because just for a quick gain, because I didn't like the way this candle was acting. So it just kept being erratic, and once it come down in here and was red, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be like a fake out. It's going to pop up here, take everybody's money, and good institution trick there. So at that point in the day, I was trading scared. I didn't want to lose the gains that I had. This was my last trade, and I just kind of wanted to bump it up a little bit. So could have been a lot better, but it wasn't. So this was not a great trading day, but it could be better and it could be worse. So again, up $57 on the day. Beautiful trade in TGTX though, man. It was just, if CRON had not happened, I'd have took this with 500 shares, and then I would have been up very well on the day, $200 or so. But you know, it is what it is. So I'll take it. Green's green, right? And so currently up 50% on this account, and I'm going to continue, just keep working it. Today is September 25th, 2018, and that's it. That's my recap. So thank you guys for watching, and till next time, we will live to trade another day, and I appreciate you guys watching this video. Take care.